How are you healing, man?
Pretty good. It's not that bad. Fucking, it's healing. It's healing.
All right.
Yeah, it's doing good. Everyone, welcome to the Quarter Pound Podcast. We're just talking about my fucking wrist because I sprained it in jiu-jitsu. Little mild wrist sprain, but we're good. It's feeling actually way better. At least like today, I can fucking move it like this and shit. Like
There you go.
it's just sore. Like I didn't want to risk it again going today and fucking somebody like going like fucking me up in a roll or something, you know?
Yeah.
Just wait till next week and then bang it out. But boom, you guys are here for UFC Philadelphia, Barboza versus Gaethje. In my opinion, what is this? The funnest fight of the year?
A really good card. Really good card.
Oh, this is the best. This is the best free card of the year. 100%.
Did they put together all the guys who leg kick and wrestle or something?
Oh yeah, that
seems like it.
Yeah. I had to be sick.
Shit.
Oh, bro, this is actually a really fun fucking card.
Yep.
And like I always say, but like from top to bottom, this card's just awesome. Even obviously the co-main event could be stronger. I think it's gonna be such a banger of a co-main event too. A lot of people are underrating that fight, but
it could be over in a minute.
Yeah, fuck. But I think the card's like super strong. Like every fight, like I'm watching literally every fight on this card, like eyes glued. Even the Mazo Moroz fight for everyone who's like, how about the Mazo Moroz fight? Yeah, 100%. The Mazo Moroz fight. Watch one of her knockouts and tell me you're not watching this girl fight. 22 fucking years old. I guess it started off with the first fight, but I just want to put some background on this fight. Like this is actually, did you see like Gaethje shooting for takedowns in his open workout?
No, I haven't seen anyone's workout. I saw.
Oh man!
Actually, I saw Michelle Waterson kick the water bottles. That's it.
Oh yeah.
And I was just scrolling through Instagram,
but fucking Gaethje was like shooting takedowns and shit in his open workout.
Ugh.
Yeah, so like fucking, I don't know if he's just like playing with Barboza's mind.
Maybe.
But he even said he's not opposed to going for takedowns in this fight. And buddy, imagine like this guy's ground and pound's probably so scary. Holy shit.
I don't know, man. That's a dangerous tactic though, because like that's how Barboza gets his knockouts.
When
people going for the takedown, he sneaks that knee in, man.
Yeah, like on the Roosh there, but bro, Gaethje's an all-American wrestler.
Absolutely.
He can do that, but we'll talk about that fight later. That's such a fun fucking fight, man. Holy shit. But let's start off with, first we got Alex Perez taking on Mark De La Rosa at 135 pounds. These guys are actually, I don't know what the fuck they're doing, man. Some weeks they have, first of all, on the odds too, but some weeks they have flyweight fights, right? And you'd think this would be a flyweight fight that they'd have because Perez is a kind of a big flyweight, but he's like I'm pretty sure he's a top 15 or something like that. He's like number 12 in the world at flyweight. So
13.
Yeah. Sorry. 1 second. Yeah. So Perez is like, that's my only thing. It's like he's still like in the top 15. So like, are they killing the division? Because Ray Borg's fighting Kenney too, and that's at 135 pounds. So I don't know, like what the fuck they're so I think for sure. Now I just thought of it. Cejudo fighting Marlon, they have to be killing the division, right?
Maybe.
I think they have to be. Like who the fuck are they? Look,
they're kind of scattering people, yeah.
Ray Borg is like a top 10, right?
Yeah.
And like he's fucking
wasting his time.
He's at 135 right now too. Like he's gonna be fighting at 135. Everyone's fighting at 135. But just last week, I'm pretty sure there was a 125 fight, wasn't there? Like didn't Eric Shelton fight?
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. That's fucking.
I guess they're keeping people fighting whoever is still signed. You know, just to add it to cards.
Yeah. I don't know. That's weird. I think they're gonna kill the division, though. To be honest, which is a fucking shame, because bro, flyweight is so fun, man.
It is.
Yeah, flyweight is such a fun division. Fuck, and a lot of them were like guys you could have kept. Like, say what you want about like Jared Brooks and shit, but that's just he's just fun, and like but now we got to watch John Lineker versus like Davison, that's gonna be fucking unreal.
Yeah.
Davison Figueiredo versus John Lineker. If that fight happens, we can see shit like that. Holy fuck, that'd be sick. But yeah, Perez fighting De La Rosa here. Okay, so first of all, I have one unit on De La Rosa at plus 270, which is already, you gotta fucking take him at plus 270. That's unreal, bro. That's like value all day. Like, say what you want, but this guy is gonna make this fight very close, guys. In my opinion, he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's a pretty damn good wrestler as well, and he's got quick hands, bro. I was surprised when I was reviewing tape. I forgot how fast this guy's hands were, man. Like, super quick. Really nice leg kicks too, like calf kicks, so he gets you early. I don't know if he's still. I think he's training at Genesis in Texas right now, where he's from. But trained in the past with Factory X and shit, and Mark Montoya. I wouldn't doubt it if Mark Montoya is in his corner this weekend. But he's fun to watch too, bro. I actually like this guy a lot. And when I saw plus, I was going to take him at plus 250, and I just was waited a day or two, and I got him at plus 270, which is fucking ridiculous. Perez is definitely shouldn't be a minus 350 in this spot, bro. Like, the kid's good, bro. He's very good.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
He's really good, bro. Really good wrestler.
And you know what? I think Joseph Benavidez gives anybody problems.
Oh my goodness.
Anybody to this day. 2018.
Yeah. No, Jiu-Jitsu's still nasty, bro. You can't fuck with him. And let me tell you, guys can say what you want, but Jose Torres is fucking nasty too. And Alex Perez put it on him, brother. Like, fucking put it on him. He was killing it until the Joseph Benavidez fight. He was absolutely murdering it. And
pure experience there.
Yeah, man. He's a pretty high level grappler too. I can't say he's not. Off his back, he's pretty dangerous as well. But fucking like, I think if De La Rosa gets him down, he'll be able to capitalize a little bit. I do think De La Rosa actually might have the faster hands here. I think so. I think he might have the faster hands, but I think Perez is probably the better striker. Definitely more power, in my opinion. He's got wicked power, and fucking he really puts it on you when he starts going. The thing is that he'll start the gas as the fight goes on if he doesn't finish in that first round. But I think he's gonna learn from that as well. I don't see him going berserk again, fucking in the first round like he did against Jose Torres, and then getting the knockout, and then trying the same thing against Joseph Benavidez, and then it backfiring. And then he actually got the Joseph Benavidez fight was fucking like, that guy got more than saved. He got did you see that chance he got? Like, fucking, who was the ref? Yves Levine? Did you see what the fuck that guy did? He stopped the fight. He stopped, literally went in between them and said, "Hey, the fight's over." And then he said, "Keep fighting." As soon as Benavidez got up like he won. And then Perez got a fucking takedown on him. And then Benavidez, but he was still wobbling or shit. And then Benavidez took him down again and finished him. And then Yves Levine stepped in. That was really bad, bro. I hope that guy hasn't ref since. Seriously.
It was a bit of a confusion moment, you know? Like,
no, bro. Like, for the fighters, yeah, but like,
that's what I mean.
When you touch the fighters, bro, the fight's over. I'm sorry,
that's
bro.
True.
Like, you can't fucking.
You can't pause and restart.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck that guy thinks he was. What a fucking idiot. But Perez, don't get me wrong, guys. Perez is fucking nasty. I just think this is going to be a close fight. And I think De La Rosa has what it takes to win this fight. So I took the 1 unit shot at plus 270. I think there's a ton of value on that. And let's fucking go De La Rosa. Gib?
I think Alex Perez, super high level grappler, like you said, he's got a lot of power, and he comes swinging in those first few rounds. Like when he was taking out guys like Torres really quickly, just punching. I think he's got a bit of a lazy kind of low jab hand style, but early on that kind of tends to win him a lot of early kind of exchanges, just because he's kind of drawn that first 2 shots in. I think as the fight goes on, it does tend to get a little difficult for him. Not counting Benavidez, like I said, like the ref was kind of a big factor in that fight. I think his speed's super high level, man. He's got, for a guy with a low hand, he's got a pretty reliable jab. It's just that a lot of things tend to go over top. He likes to fake with it, you know, go high, jab low type of thing. He's really got a good eye for body shot jabs, and amazing Darce chokes, man. Like it seems like he always goes for a Darce choke and then gets a submission somehow, some other way. But I mean, the Darce is like always there, and he's gotten it before. Super good on the grappling. But I think Mark De La Rosa is on the level with him. You know, he looks for submissions real early. Snatched up Tim Elliott. I mean, after being slammed, I think that was pretty impressive. He's got the I think he's got a lot in his wheelhouse, man. He got Tim Elliott in an anaconda choke in that one. He threatens a lot of guillotine chokes, and he's got a bit of a more on hand jab. He likes to double it up, which is always good. He keeps his numbers pretty decent. I don't think there's going to be a lot of resting for any of these fighters. Like I don't think anyone's going to leave each other alone. And man, I think Mark De La Rosa is pretty good on the hands. The grappling, I mean, fuck, man, it can go either way. I think it's on the level, but I just think that they're lowering Mark De La Rosa's cost on DraftKings and on a lot of the major betting stuff, man. I'm not exactly sure why. So I mean, why not take that, right? Yeah, I got Mark De La Rosa.
Yeah, I'm on DraftKings right now. He's paying he's only $7,000, man. He's
one of the lower end fighters you can buy.
Yeah, man.
It's nuts. And I would take a shot on that just because it's close.
I actually like the lower guys in this fight.
I think Paul Craig is like the only guy who's kind of like decently sized up here.
I like fucking Paul Craig, bro. But
yeah, I got Mark De La Rosa on against Alex Perez. I'm not sure how this one ends though.
Okay, cool. I'll let you take our next. Yeah, fuck. I know what you're saying. Though. Yeah, I know what you're saying though. I don't know how it ends either. It could it could be a sub. Someone could get knocked out. It could go to decision. Like this one, you know, most likely I think it'll be a decision. Both guys are smart fighters, but we'll see. But yeah, let's take our next fight, Mazo and Moroz. Go ahead and get.
Yo, man, Sabina Mazo really weaponized those kicks. I hadn't really been so deep into her until you showed me that video on Rena Cordoba, right? That was who she landed the kicks on. Or no, that was one loss. Sorry,
I literally have no idea who she's fought though. Like I think she's fought. Give me a chance here. Let me see. Let me think at the top of my head. She fought a girl named. I don't know if she fought Shannon Sin. No, she didn't. I think. Shannon Sin, no chance.
You're right. No, you're right. Shannon Sin.
Yeah, did she? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Who else did she fight?
Or no, she fought Arena.
Jamie Thornton. She fought. That's who she landed the kick on. Jamie Thornton.
Yeah.
And she landed the kick on who else? Who's the other girl? The last girl she fought in LFA. Not in LFA. Her last head kick. Her last head kick.
Carol Yerwaki.
Okay, it's probably her.
Yerwaki.
Yeah.
Was that her? That was a kick one?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Sabina Mazo really weaponized those kicks. So I made a mistake there. Rena Cordoba actually got a split decision.
Oh no, sorry. I have to just go 1 second. It was Lindsey Williams, bro.
Oh.
That's the nastiest head kick you'll ever see, bro.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
Holy shit, what a head kick that is. Fuck. Even the Jamie Thornton one's nasty, but that one's really nasty.
I made a mistake with Rena Cordoba. She was a good wrestler, and she actually brought Sabina Mazo to a split decision with it. And I can see where her problems are in the grappling. But if you watch that fight, when she gets to her feet, starts putting in the leg kicks, Rena Cordoba is falling all over the place. When she manages to really get the stand up and start homing in on with the kicks, man, she starts doubling up on the right hands, and she'll tap that leg for days. She'll kick people's legs out from under them. Again, like she really got a good comeback on that fight, especially being taken down. And I think she's real tough in that fight, just because it was one of her first few. It was a rough decision against a girl who actually, if you look at her record, she hasn't lost since that fight. And doesn't say her age, but I remember when she was fighting her, she was like in her 30s or something. So shit, man, she's still killing it. She's not even in the UFC. Marina Moroz, on the other hand, she's gotten some pretty impressive submissions, man. Her first 3 fights by armbar, no mistake. And she even fought Joanne Calderwood like before she got into the in the UFC when she had like no losses, I think. She's got a pretty decent striking combo and really looks for that jab to set it up. She's pretty much.
Wait, are we talking about fucking Moroz?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Right now,
she's horrible, Gib. What are you talking?
I'm just. Oh, that was her one win. I'm just highlighting it, bro.
Okay.
You gotta highlight everyone's goods and bads here, man. I mean, she did lose to Angela Hill, who didn't exactly have the greatest last fight.
Yeah.
And you know, that was a real rough fight for her. And I think Angela Hill has some good stand-up, don't get me wrong, but it's not on the level of a lot of higher level girls in here. And I personally think that if she was up against a person like Sabina Mazo, it would be over a lot quicker too. Yeah, I don't think it would really get to that decision. And Marina Moroz clearly has problems with a lot of strikers who can stand with her. In that Calderwood fight where she did get the armbar, if you notice, she starts landing a lot of her punches. She's pretty quick. It's just that you know, if it's not in that first round, she loses that snap on her punches, and she has no like force, no stopping power. And late in the fight, you're gonna need that to keep Sabina Mazo off you. So yeah, man, I think Sabina Mazo takes her out.
Yeah. So I got 2.5 units on Mazo and like fuck, I don't know. Oh yeah, two other things in the card. Mazo is, to me, she's gonna just be pressing forward way more. That's 100%. Moroz really fights on the back foot a lot.
Yep.
And her accuracy is ridiculously low. Like, bro, Daniel Cormier was just roasting her in that, and that was the best buzz, bro, in the world. I love Cormier so much, bro. Oh my gosh, he's literally he's my favorite commentator. From
after
like
the Justin Willis comments, after the
everything. Just like he's awesome, bro. To me, he's better than Rogan.
He's up there.
In my opinion, he's better than Rogan.
I like Paul Felder. I personally think Paul Felder is the best.
You like Paul Felder? I like
favorite.
I like Paul Felder a lot too, but I don't think he's better than Cormier.
Cormier always talks about his high crotch, so I'm like, come on, man.
I think
takedowns.
I think Bisping's all right too.
Bisping's
Michael been fun so far.
I like all of his Dana White Contender Series commentaries.
Yeah, he was good with that. I want to see who do you want to see be a comment? Obviously the sickest commentator would be I'm looking right now. You know who'd be a really good commentator? Really good, bro. Kevin Lee.
Maybe, yeah.
I think Kevin Lee, bro.
I think so Dustin Poirier too. Actually.
You like Poirier?
I think he'd be a great commentator.
I think Kevin Lee would be outstanding, brother.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
I can see that, or even Tyron Woodley, because he's already starting to do it.
Fuck Woodley. He's not. He's okay. Whatever. He'd be all right. But Kevin Lee would be fucking. even when he was on the analyst as on Fox, he was really good, bro.
Oh yeah.
At the desk, he was good, bro. If he was a commentator, he'd be fucking jokes, man. Holy. But yeah, going on with this though. Fucking Moroz is actually fucking horrible. Like just throws airstrikes galore. Like the only thing she's punching is the air, and she's making the ha those sick noises to pretend like she's hitting someone. She's absolutely horrible, like so bad, bro. And Mazo's gonna light her up. That's about it. Mazo's gonna land 3 times the amount of strikes that Moroz lands. And watch out for that head kick, brother, because that shit comes out of nowhere.
All night.
That shit, I'm telling you guys right now, go watch Jamie Thornton versus that's why I can't smoke before this show. But go watch Jamie Thornton versus Mazo, and Mazo versus who was the other girl I said? Lindsay Williams. That's
Lindsay
a fucking
Williams.
oh my goodness.
It was like it was 2 in a row, right?
Yeah. Fucking just dangerous head kicks. And watch out for the head kick in this fight, bro. That's all I'm telling you. But yeah, I got Mazo all day. I got her 2.5 units. Okay, our next fight is Ray Borg versus Casey Kenney. And I'm going to put 3 units on Ray Borg in a parlay as well. I'm just waiting for the odds to drop on one of the books here for one of the other things I want in the parlay. But I really like Ray. Obviously, bro, Ray Borg, I was going to take him against Kyler Phillips too.
Yeah.
And against Casey Kenney on, what is this, 6 or 8 days notice or something. I think it's 6 because he got called on Monday. And yeah, and he fought last Friday, this motherfucker. Did you know that? Casey Kenney fought.
In the other league. What was that?
LFA.
LFA, yeah.
Yeah, he fought last Friday. That's fucking
ready
crazy,
to go.
Bro.
Ready to go.
That's insane.
Stay
brother.
ready. And it was a 5-rounder. But he ended it in the first.
But bro, if you go watch the kid, he's got some legit striking and shit, and some nasty grappling. Like I can't, like Casey Kenney, 100%. This is gonna be a guy I'm betting on in the future.
In the next fight, 100%.
Oh my goodness, this guy's really good, bro. Let me tell you that. But Ray Borg is on another level, guys. You guys have to understand this. And how the fuck are you gonna pick against Ray Borg when his son has been battling for the past, I don't know how many months with stuff in his brain, his heart, and going through so much surgeries? Ray Borg's literally lived in the hospital for 2 months, and like pretty much he had a post on Instagram, and he just said like he found out, like I'll read some of it super quick, but it just like, bro, like there's no way this, like I know you're saying like people are thinking like I'm biased right now, but I'm telling you right now that shit matters so much, man. Like that's like an inspiration to him. Like that's like a
fires.
That's like a exactly, bro. That's like a strength you can't get from anywhere else, bro. When you like a newborn son that was fighting for his life, and like you see how strong he is, you know you gotta be as strong as him for sure, bro.
It's definitely a different type of motivation than anything else, you know? It's not something that any one person can experience who doesn't have a kid or held, like just, you know, someone in trouble like that. So, like,
he's like, every morning I wake up and grind and tell myself that he is my why. When I'm on the verge of puking and stopping during a workout, I remember that he is my why. Come March 30th, I will walk in there and show you all why I'm here and who I do this for, and come out with a victory. Work strong. Let's fucking go, bro. That's my boy.
Still didn't get that fight with Brandon Moreno.
Oh, he would have fucked Brandon Moreno.
Oh, wow, man. Goodness. 6 canceled fights.
But, yeah,
including
exactly.
Kyler Phillips.
So, this is super short notice for Casey Kenney. And I'm just telling you, Ray Borg's got some crisp striking as well. He's really fucking fast, man. And his wrestling is just out of this world. He's going to be landing takedowns at will. And I'm telling you, I'm gonna check right now what a submission is paying, because you know what, a submission is not out of the. I think he might be able to lock up a submission. It's most likely. I think he's gonna get like a dominant decision, but I wouldn't doubt
I could
it.
see Borg knocking him out though.
You can see Borg knocking him out.
He's got some decent hands.
Oh, Kenney's fucking.
I guess.
Kenny's fucking tough guy though. Yeah. Oh man. So win by submission is gonna be nice, man. It's probably like plus 300. That's not a bad play. I wouldn't like. I'm personally not gonna play it because I'm all stacked up. But that might go. That's just a fun. That's just a lot of value too, man. Plus 300 Ray Borg by submission. But I'm telling you right now, guys, Casey Kenny's a really good grappler too.
Yeah.
Like on the floor, like I expect him to like I can see Borg getting a TKO with some ground and pound. But I see Borg just dominating this fight, absolutely dominating. He's like if I had to pick one person on the card, and I always put it in the description, like our most confident, Borg's my most confident for sure, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Him or I'll say it later. Who else is the most confident when I mention it? But there's someone else later in the card that I'm very confident in as well. But Borg is definitely like if he's probably number one for me. Like, bro, I'm just telling you guys right now, I absolutely think he's gonna fucking destroy it. Not just because of like what this guy's been through, and you guys can say that's a detriment on him, but I'll disagree there. But he's just a better fighter. Like Casey Kenny's really good, but like Ray Borg's the better fighter, bro.
Oh yeah,
100% in my opinion. Like pretty much went 5 rounds with DJ, right? Like anybody in the world, I'll give you $1 million fucking dollars if DJ doesn't put you in that arm bar, unless you're like
and that arm bar.
Unless you're 100
like
pounds,
crazy.
unless you're 100 pounds more than like heavier than him, he's not gonna lift you up, obviously. But like if you're around DJ's weight, like fucking even like 170 pounds, probably I would say up to, that guy will hit you with that shit, bro.
He gave him a German suplex and then went for an
There's
arm
no
bar.
how the fuck are you defending that? How the fuck are you defending that? Your arms.
No one goes for that.
Always.
Nobody goes for that.
I've never seen someone take a German suplex and cross their arms or any like you're getting a German suplex. You're bracing for impact, and that guy is so smart that he jumped on to an armbar for that. Like that's fucking ridiculous, bro. Holy shit. So I think anybody, and you guys have to take in, number one in the world right now is UCA Formiga. Ray Borg beat UCA Formiga.
And he didn't get bombed in that fight.
No.
Well, not really. I really don't think he got like crazy bombed by anything that Formiga throws. Because when Formiga throws hands, man, he catches people in some singles that they miss the next 45 seconds of the round.
Ray Borg looked
great,
sensational in that fight.
Yeah,
like, unreal. Like that was his first ever fight with Jackson's, with like Brandon Gibson and everything, and he looked really good, bro. I think he's gonna be top quality in this fight. So I'm gonna have 3 units on him for sure.
Oh yeah. No doubt. I got Ray Borg as well. I mean, this guy went rounds with Demetrius Johnson, which is now like a real. I think everyone's treasuring that one fight that they got with the guy, or hell, 2 or 3. And you know, he's got a weird style, rocks side to side, moves his hands kind of erratically. He's got that kind of Shane Mosley thing going on, but I like it. And, you know, again, avoided the Formiga bombs for 3 rounds. Went on a pretty good streak there. It was just landing punches and getting away, landing punches. He's really good at the end of the bell, too. He really fights for that. Like, he fights for that last 30 to 15 seconds of control if he hasn't already had it for a while. I like his feint kind of movements. He'll fake a lot and then strike. But at the same time, when the rounds get late, there's no more faking. He's really throwing it. He throws lots of double jabs as well as that double feint, and I think that's a real good setup when he gets people to really fall for it. If he's not getting decisions, like you can definitely spike out a sub on people. He's gotten them before, especially early on. Got lots of rear nakeds. Haven't seen anything like any sort of crazy finish since this Kimura with Chris Khalid's. I was looking into to his fight with Kyler Phillips. I kind of think Casey Kenney and Kyler Phillips would be a rough fight too.
I think Casey Kenney would fuck Kyler Phillips up.
I don't know. Phillips is still pretty good.
Yeah, that's a close fight.
Because Phillips was picked to
good
fight.
On the floor.
Phillips was picked to fight Ray Borg for a reason. He wasn't just thrown in there to really lose. I think Case Kenney is kind of that like last minute guy. The guy fought a week ago.
Yeah, but Kyler Phillips was on short notice too.
Oh, was he? Was he like fight a week ago too, or something like that?
Like I just know it was like Pingguan Liu. It was supposed to be Pingguan Liu.
Fair enough. But in a fight against Adam Antolin, he dropped him a few times with a few good counter punches. And then the second round, it seemed like he became a bit behind, and he started to really get into unnecessary scraps. A lot at the tail end of the fight that tended to bust with him a little bit. In the third round, he actually started to land that left hand. He's got a real nice left hand that he lands down the middle on people, along with that wrestling, and he really lands those middle shots right in the solar plex or the chest. Good at knocking people off balance, going for single legs. I mean, from the fights I've seen, he's got pretty decent like fence work, and he's pretty good at working with guys who look ugly. And then he's also good at working with guys who are kind of on the stylish side. Gets lots of decisions, and he's been in 5-round fights. It's he's got that 5-round experience. I think that's pretty important too. And he has a decent gas tank against fighters, at least as of recently. That loss was a while ago on the Contender Series. So I think I definitely think he's going to take his next fight for sure. Whoever they match him up with. It's just Ray Borg has kind of been fighting a lot higher level guys, and Casey Kenney really hasn't been in those waters yet. So I mean, if he beats Borg, man, this guy's at the table.
Oh yeah,
he beat a big player, and hey, that could be a big play of the night. He's super low there. I think he's what, 7,000. Another 7,000 on DraftKings.
He's like 6,800.
Oh shit, there you go. But I got Ray Borg on that one. I think overall he's better.
Yeah.
And has had more experience.
Sorry guys, I'm just so I just threw Ray Borg also in a 3-unit parlay with three other things on the card. Usually don't do the 4-leg parlays. Very confident in this one. But it's 3 units just because it's a 4-leg parlay. I don't want to put more than 3 units on this. But yeah, I like this parlay a lot, and I'll tell you guys about it later on. But yeah, let's just go now to our next fight. I know you're gonna want to talk about this one.
Oh
so
yeah.
I'll let you go first.
We were talking about this actually throughout the week, and I could definitely see your fascination with Gerald Meerschaert.
No, but it's gone.
Really? I was gonna say I can understand it.
I think Kevin Holland's gonna fuck him up, bro.
Okay.
I think
didn't change my
Yeah.
I definitely see that with the crazy body kick he pulled off on Eric Spicey. I mean,
I don't even see that shit working. I just see like maybe like on the ground he pulls off an arm bar.
Oh yeah,
or something like that. Or like if he's on top, he can pull like and he gets into mount. It'll be some trouble for Holland.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, like I'll just give my breakdown of this super quick. But I don't have any money on either of these, but I do think Holland's gonna.
Yeah.
Like I was watching him use his reach against John Phillips, and oh my god, couldn't touch him, bro. Phillips was just swinging at air, brother. But fuck
yeah.
Yeah. I'm going with Kevin Holland here. I think he he might finish Gerald Meerschaert.
You know what? Like I was saying, man, Meerschaert, he's got that body kick, and if he lands on you early, and you're going to be worried, man, he's going to get that mount, and he's going to start climbing on you, just like he did to Oscar Pichota, and it was a good fight, man. He really wrecked him out. He really puts people on their back foot. I think he was able to lock up an anaconda choke in that one, like last minute, and then then he followed up with a guillotine, and then he kept scrambling for it. And I think he ended up with a rear naked that fight, but he's no, I
gotta plug in my battery
to move my dog. He was eating a piece of candy. He's got a nice marching kind of walk forward, but that march is not going to catch Kevin Holland, man. I think Kevin Holland is real fast on his toes. He really kind of runs the octagon quite a bit, talks quite a bit of smack when he can, and a lot of those kicks that he throws out, man, I could see him landing a lot of those spinning kicks on Meerschaert. It's just that body kick that I can see Meerschaert using in it.
Yo, sorry to interrupt, but just grab our next fight after this one too. I'm just gonna go downstairs for a second.
Oh, good. And I think he can catch a few people in his rhythm, man. He constantly throws that constantly throws that body kick out there, and he's successful with it early. But I think Kevin Holland, he's got the speed, and he can keep people back. He's got good distance, like Seb was saying, and I don't think the ground is so foreign for him. He's gotten a triangle choke in the past outside of the UFC and Bellator right before going on the Contender Series, and he did get that rear naked choke on John Phelps. Obviously, he has to set it up with lots of strikes and being able to win those fights, but he really poses a lot of big problems for people. And unless you're Thiago Santos, you can't deal with it. This guy went 3 rounds with Thiago Santos, who people are struggling to beat. And Thiago Santos in that fight seemed a lot less worried. But in the first round, I think Kevin Holland had a pretty decent pace, and he was pretty fast on him. And I'm curious if they're ever going to fight again later on. I'm kind of hoping maybe they set something up for him after Joe Meerschaert and then maybe one other person. But I think Kevin Holland takes out Gerald Meerschaert rather quickly. I do think that Gerald Meerschaert is pretty crafty, and he does tend to strike people high and go for that takedown and get real decent people in submission trouble. And Jack Hermansson was able to beat him up quite easily. But, I mean, not everybody has that grappling skill, and I definitely don't see Kevin Holland's that high either. But I think he's got quite enough on the stand-up to stop him. So it's no surprises here. I got Kevin Holland. I actually think he ends this one, man. I don't know. But that's my prediction for it, at least. So we are going to move on to the next fight. And the next fight after Kevin Holland and Gerald Meerschaert is Kevin Aguilar and Enrique Barzola. Now, I've wanted to talk about this one for a while, seeing as Enrique Barzola, he always tends to get hit with a lot of kicks. He's got a bit of a wide stance, and he does go for those catches, and you'll catch the kick and then put a high kick right back in your face. But I just think he's open for that shot at all times. At times he gets a little staggery, and he starts kind of on balance, kind of tripping all over places. He really shouldn't get into brawls, but he's really good at those exchanges where he throws a few quick shots, goes right into the grappling, takes a break from the grappling, goes right into throwing punches. And he's got a good kicking style as well that always seems to kind of set him up for a early little wrestling takedown. And it could be a problem with Kevin Aguilar, because it's very difficult for Kevin Aguilar to get up after he's been taken down. And he's had a bit of problems on the floor. A lot of people do make mistakes and didn't really lock him up properly, but Kevin Aguilar, he's been killing it as of lately. He's 16-1. He's only really lost to Leonardo Garcia, which was a long time ago. And since then he's been killing it. He's got a very extensive amateur background, and he's doing pretty decent. Obviously, I think this is a bit of a step up for him in terms of fights, but I think Kevin Aguilar, like, he's decent at close quarters, man. And when it comes to those tight spaces, he's really good at throwing hooks to the side of the body. He's got a decent guard for a lot of the punches. Likes to shoulder roll and likes to kind of roll with the punches, block, and he sneaks in a good right hand. And especially when people enter his distance, he's very good at pushing the button on a right hand as people step forward and clack them. And it's double the force because you're going right into the shot. You can't be a slow starter against Kevin Aguilar because he always likes to get those first few strikes off, and he likes to be at least a couple strikes over you. I find that when fighters strike back at him, he always tries to strike back with at least 2 to 3 more punches that you're throwing. He did take a few overhand rights, especially by Joey Gomes, and was close to great timing and even better defending off of his back when he got taken down. And no doubt he gets dragged in some deep groundwork, man. And if you watch his first 3 minutes with Joey Gomes, like, fight almost like, I think it was like, I don't know, 3 minutes into the round, it looks like they went 3 rounds. I think when they got up after like 3-4 minutes, Joey Gomes and Kevin Aguilar were just bleeding and looking at each other like they had went fucking 2-3 rounds. But man, these guys were just getting started, and he's been in some wars, but I feel like he knows how to get out of them. I think Kevin Aguilar has the better striking in this one, and Barzola is just a little too risky. I think he's going to be going for a lot of stuff, and I think Kevin Aguilar is going to beat him up in that pocket. But if Enrique Barzola gets him on the floor and starts wrestling, he is from America Top Team. He could pull something together, man. But I got Kevin Aguilar. I think he beats him up on the striking front at least, and does quite a good job of it. And we're still waiting for Sims back. He should be coming back. I hear him right now. Okay. Sorry, guys. Just kind of picking through some stuff. Yeah, I think Kevin Aguilar is going to have the boxing on him, man. Kevin Aguilar is pretty good at throwing uppercuts. He's really into a lot of those close range weapons. He's got some pretty good fights as well. He has some decent fight with it was actually Enrique Barzola had a real good fight with Brandon Davis. I thought it was a bit rough for him, though. He slammed Davis quite a bit in that fight. He was able to really control him, but I think Brandon Davis landed quite a bit, and I think he's pretty balanced for a pressure fighter like that. Makes a few rough movements though. He gets things pretty ugly on the ground.
Oh yeah.
This one's a bit of a rough pick though, because I mean, Kevin Aguilar just doesn't have that ground defense.
Oh, have you been talking this whole time?
I was kind of talking in circles, man. I've been repeating a lot of stuff.
Poor
But
guys. It's all good.
yeah, I got Kevin Aguilar though. I think he's the better striker in this one. Real good boxer. I do think if he gets to the ground, it's gonna be real difficult for him to get up. I've seen some problems there, and especially if Eric Barzola starts working those body kicks as well. But I think he runs into brawls too much, and I think that's where Kevin Aguilar wins this fight, especially in the early round.
Okay, did I miss any fights, or is that the next?
No, I just finished the we finished the
Okay.
Kevin Holland one, and then moved on to that.
Okay. Okay, so I got fucking Enrique Barzola in that 2.5 unit parlay with Sabina Mazo and one more thing in one more play in the card. Yeah, but Joey Gomez was landing takedowns at will pretty much.
That's true.
Against Kevin Aguilar. So, and Barzola, in my opinion, is a better wrestler because Gomez was shooting from pretty out far. Barzola, he just gets his hands together underneath you and takes you down, bro. I don't know how, but he just does it. He's a really good wrestler. Trained this whole camp with Edson Barboza, so you know he's fucking dangerous. And then he trains with like Renato Moicano, all those guys, all the killers at ATT. He comes from a really good camp, right? So, and Kevin Aguilar, we've seen him not work off his back that well. Once he's on his back, he pretty much stays there. Enrique Barzola's got some nasty striking too. Aguilar probably has a little bit better striking, I would say. But I'm on Barzola all day here, especially at like his price. Bro, he's like minus 110 or something, which is fucking insane. Like, he should be a minus 200 at least, in my opinion. So, yeah, so a lot of value on Barzola as well.
That's true.
But yeah, I got Barzola all day. Take our next fight here, Des Green and Ross Pearson.
Man, Ross Pearson has really been through hell, man. I'm not saying this guy can't win a fight, but they're really setting Desmond Green up, and unless Ross Pearson fights like he did in the Chad Laprise fight, I just don't really see anything happening for him. He did okay against Paul Felder in a really big brawl, but I mean, it's quite a while ago, and just has not been really doing good as of late. Split decision with Stevie Ray, and his knockout loss to Daniel Hooker. He really needs people to stand in front of him and let him throw, like Mizuta Hirota, because he just won't be able to do what he likes to do, like spam that double uppercut, you know, get people on the ground, start to go for that mount. A lot of the old tactics, you know, he's fought George Masvidal, Cub Swanson, Edson Barboza. So, I mean, his experience is all there. It's just Desmond Green is a lot younger and just a real fast striker. Decent southpaw. He's got a nice little low stance, and he's got a nice jab to the body that he starts to use, as well as the other punches that he likes to use walking backwards. Pretty bouncy, like, you know, a hustler. Likes to get those piercing left hands. He got a lot of them in the Rustam Kabalov fight, and you know, got back to his feet, popping combos. He throws hands quite a bit, and he fakes the leg kicks. Dan Green likes to kind of loop his hooks quite a bit, and that tends to stumble people a lot. He bounces so often that he does tend to trip himself up, and I think as long as he keeps the bouncing around to a minimum, he should be able to control this fight and wherever it really goes. I think he'll be able to sprint after Ross Pearson if he hits him, and Pearson starts wobbling back a little too much. Once he lands a nice leg kick, he'll start to land it more and more. Landed a pretty nice one in the Kabulov fight. He just kept landing it, and his leg was glowing in that one. Again, same thing. Des Green has not been doing good as of recently with the Mirabek Taisimov loss, and he did lose that Rustam Kabulov fight. I just thought he did decently. I just think that this is a very easy fight for him to win. Ross Pearson has to have a real good day at the races here, but yeah, I got Des Green.
Yeah, all day Des Green. That's the final play of the 2.5 unit parlay with Mazo and Barzola. I like Des Green at plus 270 or something with all three of them combined. No, that's not it. That's the Mark De La Rosa's. Let me see what I have them as. But yeah, whatever. I have them, and Des Green. Bro, first of all, Des Green. Go look at his losses, and like such good fighters he's lost to.
Yeah, I agree.
Andre Harrison, Michel Prazeres, and Michel Prazeres came overweight in that fight. And then his limit to only weigh 173 pounds, he passed that, and he weighed 180. Oh, excuse me. That was a fucking bro. I'm destroying some food right now. I'm so hungry. Some nice beefonish. Everybody has to get some beefonish sometimes. But yeah, Des Green's I don't know if he was All-American, but he's definitely Division I. He was national champion, I think, not national champion. He was something high level though, for University of Buffalo. Like he pretty much got kicked out of wrestling for smoking weed. Yeah, he was smoking weed and he got kicked out. But I'm with him. Like if he doesn't always implement his wrestling, but when he does, he's fucking dangerous. Like he took down Prazeres 6 times, and Prazeres isn't super easy to take down. Prazeres fighting at 170, and Desmond Green used to fight at 145. So you just see the strength and like the takedown there. Pearson does have trouble with takedowns from time to time as well, especially in the past, and I just think Des Green's can outpoint him even standing up with some leg kicks and just a nice jab and whatever. If it gets too hasty on the feet, he's 100, like not 100%, but most likely going to be shooting for a takedown. So I got Des Green here. Yeah, you can take our next one as well because I'm fucking eating.
Oh, good. Jessica Aguilar?
Yeah, Jessica Aguilar.
Yeah. So Jessica Aguilar and Marina Rodriguez. Shit, man. Marina Rodriguez, she went to war with Ronda Marcos in a majority draw. A bit of trouble on the ground, seemed like. But you're right. We were talking about this one earlier. Her striking was on point on the feet. Stunned her quite a bit. Had her kind of just being outstocked. And she was definitely scared of a lot of the takedowns that Marcos was going for. Marcos has kind of been through quite a bit, so she was ready to war. She's a really deadly kicker as well, man. She uses her elbow very nice and can follow up kick with that. She likes going for that clinch, which I actually think didn't really benefit her in the Ronda Marcos fight. She would go for clinches, and it just seemed like Ronda Marcos would get what she wanted on the wrestling. And when she did get out of there, I mean, she landed a few like close range shots, but it just tended to be followed up by a takedown or some sort of jab that Ronda Marcos would land. But she's good at hitting people with their hands down, and she's good at fighting girls with low hands, even when she does kind of at times. I think maybe if she didn't go to the ground, she probably could have sparked up Marcos on the feet maybe, but I mean it just didn't go down that way. And you know, Jessica Aguilar, she's a crafty veteran, man, and she's got some. I think Marina Rodriguez has to mind her P's and Q's around her as well, because you know, Aguilar can get creative and use a lot of strategies that she's used in past fights to get people on the floor and make it real rough for her. She's decent when she does get people. She's good in the mount. Has shown some amazing skill, and she's pretty straightforward with her straight shots, and tends to throw lots of body hooks and kind of picks either the left or the right, and will kind of double that up. She obviously got finished by Weili Zhang in a fight before that, but she was on she's got a bit of a losing streak before, losing to Courtney Casey and Gaethje. Gaethje, I mean, she'd give anybody a good run, and that was her first fight in the UFC. Courtney Casey, not the greatest and most impressive fight, but she made a bit of bounce back on Jodie Esquibel. I think she does okay, but I think Marina Rodriguez has all the tools to still beat her on the striking. She just has to really watch that she doesn't get like anchored to the floor and go to the ocean with her. So I think Marina Rodriguez still wins it, but Jessica Aguilar definitely has that chance, man.
Yeah, fuck that. No, she doesn't. Marina Rodriguez, in my opinion, is gonna fucking just light Jessica Aguilar up. Her striking's so much more clean.
Yes.
So much more crisp. She got some pop on her punches as well, and her kicks. Not a bad grappler. I know what you guys are thinking, especially when you saw her against Marcos, but she's honestly not that bad of a grappler. At least tries to work somewhat from the bottom, if from guard and stuff. Has a pretty decent guard game. And Jessica Aguilar is not the type of grappler that Marcos is, so I'm not worried about that at all whatsoever. I really think Jessica Aguilar is going to get lit up. Her only win is fucking Jodie Esquibel, which is that's fucking embarrassing. I'm sorry, that's very fucking embarrassing though. So yeah, Jessica Aguilar is going to get lit up, and I have Marina Rodriguez parlayed with Ray Borg and two other stuff in the card at plus 166, 3 units. So very confident in Marina Rodriguez as well. That was my other when I was talking about Ray Borg. This is my other most confident pick of the card. Gib, want to take our next fight as well? I think it's
moraes.
Yeah, Shaman Moraes versus yusuff.
There's I don't know. There's something up with these DraftKings lineups, man, or just the bets. Because are they fading like Shaman Moraes in this one or something?
No, it's not that big of a fade.
I'm surprised.
On DraftKings, he is, but on betting, the line got a lot closer.
Oh, okay. Because yeah, I think yusuff is real low on the list here. Shaman Moraes is beating people who were kind of supposed to beat him. Like I think Matt Sales was kind of like, you know, he's coming off of that Dana White Contender Series win, and he didn't have a loss, so they were throwing him up against him, and you know he gave Matt Sales his first loss. Julio Arce was a split decision, but that one I thought Arce was going to beat him for sure. Is a rough fight, man. It was, yeah, and he lost as a beat before Matt Sales, man. This guy's been through a lot of tough fighters.
Marlon Moraes.
Yeah, man. I just think it's kind of a higher quality than Sadiq Yusuff, and it's not anything personal, man. But in the first round, he attempted armbar on Zabit, man. And shit, Zabit's big, and he got out of that first, but I think I think Shane Moraes has like an all-round game. He's got a great body kick. He's decent when he pulls guard. Switches stances quite a bit. Looks for his counter punches. Defends takedowns very fast. Goes for that underhook. You know, he has some rough fights coming up, but I mean, recently, I think he pulls it together with this one. But you know, Sadiq Yusuff, he had one loss to Luis Gomes in the past. Before that, I think he got on from the Contender Series.
Yeah, that Luis Gomes fight was like, if you watch how he got knocked out, it was like with an arm drag. It was fucking.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was really like not stupid. It was just like not like
that. It wasn't.
And Luis Gomes has done. Move. Luis Gomes has done that twice already in his career.
Like one via arm drag.
Yeah, arm drag slam.
That's ridiculous. That's amazing timing. Sadiq Yusuff, man, he likes to kind of measure people out, and it's weird because he measures people with his right hand, and you know, tends to measure people with the cross and does a lot of distance checks, and he likes to sneak in the low kicks when he's measuring with the hands. Very interesting style. He's got a combination of low and high kicks, which I actually think can kind of set him up in this fight. He's got a decent front kick that I think he really needs to start using more. Really nice striking, man, all around. Very good right hand. Almost put Mike Davis on and almost got him a submission there. Yeah, Kimura in that one. Or no, he almost got the Kimura on Mike Davis. I think he was wrestling him up against the fence, and he just like grabbed his arm and threw him on the floor with it, and almost got it. Really good at that. The closing 15 seconds. He seems to go on a nice little. He seems to go on a nice little streak of punches and kicks and strikes in that last dying 20 to 30 seconds. And, you know, that could be a big game changer, especially in fights that he's not doing so good in, and even add up to a knockout. What's it called? I think really that's the only way he wins this fight. I just don't see him with great submission skill. He got a few submissions in amateurs, but since turning pro, I mean, he's really just gotten those KOs that we see on his record. He almost got that the Kimura on Mike Davis. He almost got a few submissions on him, but it didn't seem like he can lock him down. Whereas I think Shayman Moraes' submission is kind of on a little bit of a higher level, man. He's I don't know. I think he can really challenge him on the feet and on the ground a little bit more. So yeah, I got Shayman Moraes in this one.
Yeah. Well, I got Sadiq Yusuff.
Shit. I don't know how Shayman Moraes doesn't have a submission.
He's not. He's like a Muay Thai fighter.
But like nothing? Shit.
I think Sadiq's just gonna be a really good fight. Like if the main event isn't fight of the night, I think this is gonna be fight of the night.
Maybe. Could be a creeper, man.
But I think Sadiq's gonna win, bro, because he has better hands than Shayman, and like he can match him with the kicks. He's got some nasty Muay Thai as well. He's the bigger fighter as well. He's like thicker, and he's gonna be the stronger guy in there. And he's, in my opinion, I think he's the better grappler, like wrestler at least, especially against the cage and whatnot. But yeah, that's pretty much it there. I got Sadiq all day here. Next fight, I should take that one too.
Oh, this is crazy, man. They got Paul Craig really low on DraftKings, and what did I pick him up at? I think I picked him up at like 7,500 or something, or maybe even lower than that. But I think he's got a super good chance here, man. Paul Craig, 7,200. There you go. But I mean, a little higher than Mark De La Rosa. But Paul Craig, I can understand this one. He just loses the striking battles way too easy, and I can see where he loses. I mean, this guy could get knocked out cold in the first round, and Kennedy can come out with a very, very good win over someone who's a high-level jiu-jitsu guy. But in a fight with Magomed Ankalaev, in a fight where he was just totally losing, this guy pulled off a ridiculous triangle choke that everybody brings up when they talk about him. Pulled off in the last round, in the last second, pretty much Hail Married it and killed it. And he has that jiu-jitsu at all times. He's amazing off of his back. Really likes to drain people when he gets to his back if they're willing to fight him on the floor. You know, this is Kennedy. I can't say his name. nzechukwu. Yeah, nzechukwu. His fight against Dennis Bryant wasn't bad. I mean, he lit him up real quick. You know, he comes out kind of slow at the start and a little bit reserved, but he has such good, you know, blazing fast speed that he tends to kind of hit people when they're stumbling, and he compiles that right hand over and over. He's got a good single strike, man. It sets up his single kick as well. Uses some good tactics to kind of keep people backed up near the fence, jab them up against the fence so they can back up, and then stepping right into them and continuing the pressure. But, you know, that being said, his coach was very adamant on, you know, I think he's got to be really adamant on not clinching with Paul Craig, because the second Paul Craig drags him to the floor, I mean, this fight could be over. Sometimes I think Paul Craig doesn't have his hands up enough. He gets a little kicky at times, likes to throw lots of body kicks and kind of spin stuff. And at times you can kind of forget to keep the hands high, or at least keep them ready to defend something. So he tends to get hit, especially after double kicks or when he gets on a roll there. And that's what I'm really worried about. But I think in any sort of scramble situation or in any sort of big moves that are happening, you can get Kennedy to the ground and maybe set up a submission. I think it's really easy for him from there, and he knows that. I don't think Kennedy nzechukwu has fought anyone really that has that type of submission qualities. This is a very big fight for him since Dennis Bryant, so it's gonna be interesting to see what he does against such a high level jiu-jitsu. But I guess we'll see. I still got Paul Craig in this, but Paul Craig in this fight can easily be knocked out. It's I'm really taken for the jiu-jitsu, for the grappling feel on the floor that he can pull off.
Yeah, I actually put one unit on Paul Craig at plus 180. I think there's value there. There is definitely, I wanted it at plus 200, but whatever. Settle for the 180. It's going lower now. It's like plus 150 at some places too.
Oh wow!
And rightfully so, bro, because this nzechukwu guy, from whatever we've seen on the ground, bro, even Snoop Dogg said, Snoop, I know what you guys are saying. It's fucking Snoop, but even Snoop even knew how bad this guy was on the ground. He's like, I don't like what I'm saying.
His coach was pissed at him.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if you booked that.
Against Barzola, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. But, and he's got a really good coach, Yusuff, who's the head coach at Fortis MMA. But so he trains like with fucking killers. That's the good thing about him, right? He trains with like fucking Ryan Spann. Fuck, I can't think of all these guys at the top of my head who are like light heavyweights at Fortis MMA, but there's a bunch of killers at Fortis MMA. Yeah, but nzechukwu, like I said, not that good on the ground from what I see. The guy's got some pretty good stand-up, and he's only been fighting. He's only been training since 2015. Wow. So like every 6 months, he's improving like substantially, like for sure, 100%. You can't say he's not. And because like from the first Contender Series fight to the second one, there's a big improvement there. He was way like I felt like more fluid with his strikes, more calm, more relaxed in there. Was looking for the wasn't rushing the shot. Was looking for the knockout and ended up getting it with the head kick and timed it really nice. Something that could happen to Paul Craig, and he's got crazy reach. This Kennedy guy, but I think if Paul Craig is able to take him down, which I think he's going to be able to. I think Paul Craig's gonna finish him with strikes or submit him. So I threw a unit on Paul Craig. I think it's definitely worth the value. I was gonna actually throw 2, but I'm all maxed up for the card, and so I do recommend. I think Paul Craig is one of is going to be the best underdog on the card, in my opinion. He's the best underdog, in my opinion. Actually, because the other ones are pick'ems now. But yeah, so I guess he's the best underdog right now. So yeah, what do you think? Or did you give your pick?
I got Paul Craig.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we both actually have Paul Craig for the upset, eh?
Yep.
Okay. Next up. Do you know what the next fight is? I don't have it on me
Waterson, right? Yeah,
okay,
Michelle Waterson and Karolina Kowalkiewicz.
Okay, so have that in the 3-unit parlay with Borg, Marina Rodriguez, and one more thing later in the card. And this fight goes to decision with Kowalkiewicz and Waterson. I think Kowalkiewicz might win this fight.
It's close.
It's a close fight, in my opinion, but Kowalkiewicz has a cleaner striking. But I don't know. It could be a close, boring fight. We don't know. But I do think it's going to go to the distance. I don't see either one of these girls with knockout power. And I know they both can hit submissions, but they're both pretty good grapplers, in my opinion. And I really don't see it even going to the floor, to be honest. So I have it to go the distance here. But if I have to pick a winner, I'd go with Kowalkiewicz.
Yeah.
Who do you think?
I think Kowalkiewicz, man, because I mean Kowalkiewicz took out Rose Namajunas, and I'm pretty sure that if she beats Michelle Waterson, they're probably gonna try to set that fight up, or are they gonna give it to
Well, no, Jessica Andrade's fighting her next.
Or Andrade. Oh, okay, never mind. But I think they'd give it to her just to see that fight again, so they can make it 2. It was a split decision in that fight, but I thought her punches were like right up there at Rose's. It was back and forth, man. Then right after that, she had to go take on Joanna and Claudia Gadelha. So she had some tough fights in that lineup. Not saying that Michelle Waterson didn't have any tough fights as well. She had to fight Rose and Tisha Torres. But I thought that the Felice Herrig fight was a bit rough for her. I'm not sure maybe if it was just where I was at, or maybe the moments I was looking up for the TV, but I remember watching that fight at the bar, and I remember feeling like Felice Herrig was doing pretty well in that fight. I thought Kowalkiewicz, well, that was a split decision as well, so it looked about the same, man. That's why I kind of ranked this fight as pretty close. I think Karolina Kowalkiewicz is a bit more of a constant kicker, whereas Michelle Waterson is more of a place kicker, likes to kind of wait for that one moment to throw that well-timed Wonder Boy, karate kick out there.
Well, I don't know if Wonder Boy is the best guy to be talking about right now.
Well, like, she aims for like the middle of the body, aims for like the chest,
I know,
or those, she's pinpointing, whereas Kowalkiewicz just kind of throw it out there and keep keep a tie low kick on you, just constantly sweeping the area, and once you're trapped, I mean, you're hit with that. Their speeds are around the same. Like you said, the grappling is pretty even as well. Michelle Waterson is just as dangerous on the floor as Kowalkiewicz. So is a pretty close one, man. But I'm picking Kowalkiewicz as well. I think her striking's a bit better, and she's been fighting some pretty high level opponents as of recently. Lost to Jessica Andrade, so yeah, I think she beats Michelle Waterson. Could be another decision, or hell, maybe even maybe we get to see a knockout here. But I think it does go to a decision. And I think Karolina Kowalkiewicz takes it.
Hell, we'll even see a knockout. No, we're not going to see a fucking knockout, guys. Don't listen to Gib. No. Who's going to knock out?
I don't know, man. You said don't listen to Gib on the Pettis fight.
That's a good one.
Fuck.
But you picked Wonder Boy too.
I did, but I'm like, yo, man, I had a problem picking him. I'm like, shit, man, it's still dangerous. And actually, on a few lines, I did put Pettis, so I didn't do too bad.
Yeah, I know. You won last week, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bomb. Gib actually won in DraftKings.
I've lost way more. Let's be honest here, but I mean, that was my that was the biggest play.
Yeah, some nice money. Okay, so our next fight, Josh Emmett versus Michael Johnson, and I got 2.5 units on Josh Emmett at plus 100. Took all of 2018 off pretty much, right? Like he got knocked out at the beginning of 2018, and then took the rest. He's been off for a year, over a year. He's been off for over a year and a month, right? Since that, but that was a bad knockout, really bad against Stevens. That was bad.
Well, Jeremy Stevens, that was right before his Aldo fight, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well,
jeez, man.
Was it before the Aldo fight? Yeah, it was. That was right before the Aldo fight.
That's what. Yeah.
And yeah, he got knocked out fucking clean, bro. Like like that knee didn't land, the illegal knee.
Mm-hmm.
Stevens did throw it, so there should have been a problem there, but it didn't land. So I guess there actually shouldn't have been a problem because it didn't land. But
it's technical. Yeah.
Well, it hit like if they zoomed, then it hit like the back of his hand or his ear or something. It hit something, and but like the follow-up strikes when he's on the ground, like the first elbow and then the punches afterwards, or the elbows. Oh my goodness. Holy shit, bro. That was vicious. He had like a broken orbital, a fracture, a concussion. He had like, obviously a concussion, but he had like, bro, he had like a lot of injuries wrong with him after that fight. But he, in my opinion, he's taken the proper time off. And he's coming back to fight Michael Johnson. And in my opinion, Michael Johnson's not on his way out, but past his prime now. And fighting at 145, I'm not sure how bad of a cut that is. Even for
it's a rough cut for him, man. He barely comes in weight now.
No, he didn't miss.
Andre Fili and Artem Lobov, he was I'm pretty sure he missed weight for those, no? He was up in weight for the Lobov fight, and Lobov had to pay him money to Michael Johnson paid him money technically, but then I think he gave it back to him because he's like, yo, I don't care about that. So yeah, good on the legend, bro.
Yeah, but, on the legend. But Michael Johnson took that fight on like super short notice.
Yes.
So like that's understandable that he missed weight, and he missed it by like 1 fucking pound.
Oh, was it 1? Okay.
Yeah. Emmett's missed weight too against Lamas. He missed by like 2.5 pounds.
Oh, sorry, 147 he came in on Artem Lobov, and then he came in 146 on Andre Fili.
146 is
okay. Yeah, he's been on weight for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, but you go back. So the Stevens fight, until the knockout, it was kind of competitive, right? Like Emmett was landing, and he was doing the switch stance. I really like Emmett's movement. His power is crazy. And the guy's like an outstanding wrestler, in my opinion. Just like he wouldn't be the underdog if he didn't just get knocked out. Like if it went to decision, even I think he'd be a pretty heavy favorite in this fight. Before that, he knocked out Ricardo Lamas fucking clean. Like, clean, he knocked him out. Fucking nasty hook.
Oh, yeah, he's got a good hook.
Yeah. And the other loss is to Des Green, who I told you is a high-level wrestler and a good fighter and everything like that. And that was Des Green's actually first fight in the UFC, too. But it was a split decision to for Des Green. So, like, other than knockout, he's had, like, just that split decision loss, and then he's literally fucked people up. Like, he gets a lot of subs, and he has a lot of power in his hands, really good movement. Michael Johnson, on the other hand, a little bit chinny now through all the wars he's been in. Not the best record, 19-13. The Artem Lobov win was not impressive at all.
No.
The Feely win was a split decision, but
That was a good win.
yeah, that was a good fight. Got fucked up by Elkins. Well, he fucked up Elkins at the beginning, but then
Elkins can live through anything.
Yeah, and then Gaethje.
That was a legendary fight.
That was just an amazing fight, exactly. But he has wins over guys like Barboza. You know what I mean? Tony Ferguson. Like, fucking, you name it, bro.
To be honest, even in the Khabib fight, he loses. He lit him up.
Yeah, at the beginning, he's always a problem at the beginning.
I've never seen Khabib eat shots like that since that fight. Really.
But like I'm saying, I got Emmett here 2.5 units at plus 100. I just think Johnson has good striking, but I think Emmett has better movement. Is gonna impose more will on him, be more aggressive, and if he chooses to use his wrestling, I think Michael Johnson's actually in trouble. So I got 2.5 units on Josh Emmett here.
You know what? I like Josh Emmett, and I actually watched a pretty good grappling match with him in a no-gi ACB competition with Zubera Tughov. He's in the UFC, actually, and they go at it, man. Very good counter grappler. Very good at turning things around if he gets arm dragged or snapped. If he can get his hand on your neck, my God, his snap down can whiplash you. Great over the top hook that he can come up with. That was the one he beat Ricardo Lamas up with, right?
Yeah.
That was in the first round? Yeah. Wrecked him, man. He throws these like rogue punches that hit you from your blind side, and not only that hook, but he gets people. It's normally when they're backing up to the fence and they haven't even hit it yet, but they think they're going to. Josh Emmett's he's kind of an all-around guy. He can chase for those grapples, and he's pretty decent at getting people into early exchanges that don't end up going anywhere for them. He obviously had a split decision with Des Green, but Des Green can be a real tough fighter at times. Michael Johnson, as of recently, I thought his fight with Lobov, I mean, it was a rough fight for him. I thought he could have ended it early, but maybe he was being a little nice in that one. I don't know. Andre Fili was a good win, I felt, because Andre Fili, real good wrestler, and kind of trying to stay real far away from him, and Michael Johnson ended up getting in there and landing some shots, making Andre feel a little bit too scared. And when guys get scared against Michael Johnson, they don't do very well. I mean, guys have to really Iron Man it and keep going through it, because the only people I see who beat Michael Johnson are guys who can get up after getting hit by a 2-3 piece that would probably put most people who are normal on their ass and just out. In most of his fights, if you're not on a really good roll, he ends you. This is the same guy who beat Dustin Poirier in 1 round in a second, and Dustin Poirier is pretty high level right now, going for real big fights. So I think Michael Johnson gets it done, man. I know he's not exactly the one to pick in this one, but I still think
he was the favorite all week.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, all week.
Really? I thought it would be Josh Emmett for pretty much most of the reasons you're saying. He's a great grappler. And I think he's a pretty decent 1-2 shot on the stand up. It's just I think that outside of the hooks, I think Michael Johnson can just knock you out with everything that he has. Whereas I think Josh Emmett only has a few spots. Maybe if he gets it to the ground, he can do something and gets it really grueling. But if Andre Fili couldn't do it with his like lanky tackle type style, then I don't know. I can see Michael Johnson getting a similar win to Jeremy Stevens in this one. But Michael Johnson does have a very, very weird battery. He uses up a lot of energy, and then he has to go recharge for a bit. He's not the Energizer Bunny he used to be. But I mean, look for him to get really wild when shit comes to, and I think those are some dangerous shots that he throws at people. But yeah, I'm still with Michael Johnson in this one.
Yeah, okay, no chance with Michael Johnson. Okay, so our next fight, co-main event, David Branch taking on Jack Hermansson.
I like this one.
Yeah, so it's actually a pretty good fight, eh? I like this fight.
This is like the battle of the Santos, you know?
Yeah, who did but he beat, I swear, didn't Santos beat Hermansson?
Santos beat Hermansson, but Branch beat Santos.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My lord.
Yeah, he knocked Santos out. So I had Branch last time against Cannonier, and fucking he got knocked out by Cannonier. First time he's ever been finished by like knockout or TKO. He kind of like, you can say TKO with the Luke Rockhold fight, but that's like submission, right? Like he tapped.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He tapped the strike. So we're in all 5 rounds with with 3 rounds with Anthony Johnson. That's when he lost to Gerald Harris, but Gerald Harris, that was his first loss, and Gerald Harris pretty much slammed him how he does to like BRP. I'm gonna see right now how many knockouts Gerald Harris. He only has 2. Yeah, he's only got 2. Well, only 2 is a lot still, but
yeah,
he has 2 wins by slam, which is fucking insane. But that's when Gerald Harris was nasty too at like 16-2, and he slammed David Branch there. Then Branch, anybody in the world can get caught in Paul Harris's fucking knee bar or toe hold or heel hook or anything, right? Like his leg attacks, like Paul Harris, like bro, that's what, like that guy just gets you in that, bro. That's just what he does. He's got something like once he hit World Series of Fighting, he never lost in World Series of Fighting.
Oh, he was killing it.
He never lost. He
beat Vinny Magalesh.
Oh yeah, he beat Luis Taylor, who's the current champ at 170. Beat Vinny Magalesh, exactly. Yushin Okami, Jesse Taylor, Paulo Filho, and then he beat Jodko in his first fight back in the UFC, and then lost to Rockhold, and his second fight back in the UFC fought Rockhold, who's an absolute monster, and then knocked out Thiago Santos, and nobody expected that, and then got knocked out by Cannonier. And he's like 37, 38 years old. Yeah, he's 37. Hermansson literally has one of the scariest ground and pounds I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, did you see him flatten out what's his name?
Gerald
Meerschaert before the guillotine?
God. Oh yeah.
That was ugly.
Yeah, just go watch some of this guy's like he finished Nicholson with ground and pound, Brad Scott, and Kyle Slatus. He's got vicious ground and pound. Vicious ground and pound. Got knocked out by Thiago Santos, and choked out by Cesar Ferreira. But I think Hermansson's gonna win this fight. Actually, I think he's got the better striking, very good movement. He's got killer movement, bro. Really good movement, and he's got some clean striking, and he's just a really good grappler as well. But if this does hit the mat, like fucking David Branch is a black belt with Hansel Gracie.
Yeah.
So you can't fuck around with David Branch on the ground either. But I don't know. This fight literally could go either way, but I'm leaning. I got Hermansson here. How about you?
You know what? I just want to continue on with the grappling, man. I think it's up there because Vinny Magalesh in just the grappling tournaments right now, right? Like that's mostly what he does. He isn't really fight MMA, right?
He fought in PFL.
Oh, like recently? Oh, okay, yeah. But I know he does grappling tournaments quite often, right?
Oh yeah,
like he's big on him, and in grappling tournaments, that guy's no one really can fuck with him. Vinny Magalesh is high up there, and for him to do that to him on the stand up, like it was no contest. He was getting up in most of Vinny Magalesh's real tough positions, and he's able to get people in certain sub trouble. He's very good at putting on guillotine chokes and arm bars, and just wasn't really working on Branch, man. Lewis Taylor, who is pretty much like overnight, like big fighters getting real big wins outside of the UFC, which I think personally, if David Branch kept away from the UFC, stayed in WSOF, I think he'd still really be killing it. He seems to be like the champion outside the UFC from everything else. Just the UFC just seems to be a bad matchups for him, and just not the greatest, whereas WSOF, and this guy is dangerous. I remember when he went on that crazy winning streak, he only lost once. So, oh no, he was undefeated in WSOF. Never mind. But once he got to the UFC, and I thought we fought Luke Rockhold. It was a bit of a rough fight, but I thought he was doing decent in the beginning. He had Luke Rockhold up against the fence a few times, kind of throwing those same punches that he landed on Thiago Santos, that big overhand, and that seems to be a lot of people's problem. But when you can move around with it and get people on the on the recharge, then that's where you rule. And I think Jack Hermansson is that kind of type of fighter. Really good at flattening people out in his fight with Gerald Meerschaert. Once it hit the ground, and Meerschaert is decent on the ground, he didn't stand a chance. It was just really quick for Hermansson to kind of get side control, start working his stuff, and really get to work. He really locks people down and keeps them there. But David Branch has great great defense, and he's fought with a lot of high-level fighters. Fought Anthony Johnson way back in the day as well, like you said. He's got a good grasp of what he can do on the stand-up, and mixes it in with his black belt jiu-jitsu. I think Jack Hermansson's got some great jiu-jitsu as well. He's got some pretty decent uppercuts on the stand-up, and followed by his great submission skills. I think mounts and arm bars are going to be like a real big thing in this one. So yeah, man. I also think Jack Hermansson has that slam, which has proven to be a bit of a weakness for David Branch. And if Jack Hermansson is feeling it, I think he can give David Branch a nice suplex if he wanted to. But yeah, I got Jack Hermansson in this one. It's still a tough call. I think they're both pretty high level in the grappling, but I think Jack Hermansson edges out just a little bit more on the stand up as well.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah. Okay, so our main event, and it's about fucking time, bro. Has to be one of the funnest fights of the year, in my opinion.
Is there a bet on like who lands the first low kick or what?
That'd be sick.
There should be a bet on who wins leg kicks for this fight.
That'd be sick. Like, who lands more leg kicks?
Who lands more leg kicks?
Yeah, that'd be a sick. That'd be actually a sick bet to make. Fuck, I actually want to see if there's a bet like
Probably
that.
not.
That'd be a sick bet to make. Fucking who lands more leg kicks? Yeah, there's definitely not going to be a bet like that. Maybe on both Waterson. I don't know. But I don't know. This is probably the funnest fight of the year, in my opinion. If this doesn't get fight of the night, you gotta be something special to get fight of the night, because this one it promises to be a banger.
Yeah.
5 rounds. Well, it's scheduled for 5 rounds. I have no idea how long it's gonna last. It's not going 5 rounds, but we're gonna see how long it lasts. Justin Gaethje versus Edson Barboza. Gaethje coming off that knockout of James Vick, fucking scary knockout too. James Vick talking all that shit to Justin Gaethje, calling him Homer fucking Simpson and shit.
Oh, that's right.
And fucking boom, Justin Gaethje knocks him out in the first round. Absolute monster. And I actually got Gaethje to win this fight. I have Gaethje to win this fight. He's so fun. I think he's gonna bring. He's definitely gonna be the one moving forward, being the more. He's gonna be the aggressor in this fight. So we don't know. Well, we do know how Edson's good off his back foot too. We've seen him against Darusha in his back foot and stuff. So he's good off his back foot, but he's gonna have to be on, because Gaethje's a fucking zombie and he's gonna be coming forward. But Edson just dealt with Dan Hooker, who was pretty much a fucking zombie in that fight too.
My God,
wouldn't go away, and Edson just lit him up after. This is gonna be such a fun fucking fight, man. These guys are just gonna bang it out. I saw like whatever Gaethje saying he's down to wrestle and stuff. If that happens, I see Gaethje like mauling him on the floor, literally mauling him with
similar to Kevin Lee or Khabib.
No, like way worse.
Really?
Yeah, way worse. He's a way better wrestler than Kevin Lee.
Okay.
We've just never seen it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But he's better than Kevin Lee. He's more aggressive. He shoots a cleaner double and a single leg. Kevin Lee is super athletic and stuff, though. Really good wrestler Kevin Lee is too. I actually think Kevin Lee's gonna beat RDA. But
yeah.
I got Gaethje here. I think it's gonna be fun to see the leg kicks for sure. That's gonna be the big one, right? Like they're both definitely gonna be whipping leg kicks, and I don't know who's gonna. To be honest, I really don't know who's gonna win. I don't have I'm not confident in picking Gaethje at all. I can see Barboza definitely winning, but it's not going all 5 rounds, and that's the final leg of my 4-leg parlay for 3 units. Is it not going the distance? I don't see it going 5 rounds whatsoever. So I got 3 units on. This fight, the main event doesn't go to decision. Kowalkiewicz and Waterson goes to decision. Marina Rodriguez and Ray Borg, 3 units on that at plus 166. So very confident in that, and I got Gaethje to win this fight. No bet, but I think Gaethje wins.
Man, Edson Barboza has been in the UFC for almost 10 years. This is year number 9 since 2010. That's ridiculous.
That's crazy, yeah.
You name it, this guy's fought everybody. Cerrone, Ferguson, Paul Felder, Khabib, Kevin Lee, and in a lot of these Anthony Pettis, and a lot of these fights, his magic just starts to land. Even in fights that he's losing. I'm a real big fan of the Kevin Lee fight. I enjoy watching that fight all the time, because when Kevin Lee gets up, he knows it's this is what I have to deal with. And Edson Barboza is just landing some of the deadliest spin kicks, and while being blocked, these kicks are still having Kevin Lee wobble or do the stanky leg, man. It was ridiculous. Khabib definitely lay down the blueprint of where you want to be with Edson Barboza, and that's in the ground and pound and just all over him, not giving him any sort of breath of air, and just constant takedown pressure, and really keeping it very short and sweet on the stand-up. Because what you don't want to happen is Edson Barboza to be bouncing around. He gets comfortable, bang, throws a spin. Gets comfortable, bang, cartwheel. You know, spinning heel kicks are always around the corner with this guy. And, you know, he can sling them any way he wants. He's very good at getting people who are very heavy on the block, and Justin Gaethje is that type of fighter. He's got that really good hands up, but it actually goes with his style, and very good when people are trading with him. I thought Justin Gaethje was really doing good in the Dustin Poirier fight. Rough fight for him, and he's pretty much being thrown against everyone. Just if you're a wolf, you get Justin Gaethje. He fought Eddie Alvarez as well. That fight was crazy. I thought he was going to win that. Eddie Alvarez pretty much came back up like a zombie and just kept going. Dustin Poirier, a lot of the same thing. You have to be that like zombie fighter to really just compete with Justin Gaethje. I think his boxing is very deadly. Throws lots of jabs, uppercuts his way in, and then throws hooks to end, body shots galore, and it's all kind of put together and brought and going into the wrestling with that leg kick. Always seems to start and end with it in combination with his boxing. And when he's faking it, he's going for the boxing. You know, he's really good at putting the sands in your eyes and blinding people, going for those leg kicks on the low. Whereas Edson Barboza does mix in the leg kicks quite often, but I think what he really wants to set up are those big kicks, those big spins or something like that, and he can get people walking in very easily. If you let this guy run around and cruise, Edson Barboza is going to set you up. This is going to be a flashy fight. I think if anybody misses anything, you know, they're going to be jumping on each other, and this is going to be one to watch. Don't blink for this one. I was very impressed how Edson Barboza beat up Daniel Hooker, and when I was first doing research for that fight, I kind of thought that he could do it to Justin Gaethje in a very similar fashion and just go on a nice streak of real critical shots, but I just think that Justin Gaethje is not going to be timid. He's going to be putting pressure, and I think he's going to limit a lot of Edson Barboza's stuff. And when they're really gunslinging, then it's just going to be coin flips. And even those, it's anybody's match. I got Justin Gaethje because he's been up against some of the best, and so is Edson Barboza. But I just think that Justin Gaethje has really proven a lot in the short time he has been in the UFC, and he comes to play every single fight. So I got Justin Gaethje in this one, obviously by knockout. But hey, I think maybe we see him get like a arm triangle submission or something on the mount, or maybe end him that way. But yeah, I got Justin Gaethje.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So go on your DraftKings so we can tell them who you got and who I got, and I'll review my bets right now. So at the top of my head, I got 1 unit on Paul Craig at plus 180, 1 unit on De La Rosa at plus 270, 2.5 units on Josh Emmett at plus 100, 2.5 units on a parlay of Enrique Barzola, Sabina Mazo and Desmond Green at plus 280, and then a 3-unit parlay on a 3-unit 4-leg parlay with Ray Borg, Marina Rodriguez. Fight doesn't go to decision for Barboza versus Gaethje, and fight goes to decision for Waterson versus kowalkiewicz at plus 166, 3 units. And super quick, my DraftKings lineup. And Gib, we're gonna tell them our best underdog and our most confident pick as well. But sorry about this. Okay, so my DraftKings is I got Barzola Ray Borg, Paul Craig,
Nice.
Justin Gaethje, Jack Hermansson, and Marino Rodriguez.
Nice.
Who do you got?
I got Barzola, or actually, in this one, I actually have Barzola, believe it or not. I like to kind of make a bunch of multiple ones. I got Barzola, I got De La Rosa, Justin Gaethje, Green, Jack Hermansson, and Casey. I don't even know. I gotta change that one. Holy fuck, Casey Kenney's in there. I got Paul, yeah, I don't know how that fucking happened. I got Paul Craig, De La Rosa, Justin Gaethje, Jack Hermansson, Kevin Holland, and kowalkiewicz. And another one is, and this is the right one I should have used, Kevin Aguilar, Mark De La Rosa, Green, kowalkiewicz, Mazo, and moraes.
Okay, yeah, I like that one too.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna give them 2 or 3 of our most confident picks. For me, other than fight goes to decision for kowalkiewicz, and fight doesn't go to decision for the main event. If I had to pick 2 people on the card, my 2 people are Ray Borg and Marino Rodriguez for most confident. Best underdog at current prices, because Emmett, I don't think if he's an underdog, if you can get Emmett for an underdog price anywhere, he is my choice for best underdog. But if not, I'd go with Paul Craig. I think plus 180 or whatever he is right now. I think he's a good underdog if he gets it to the mat. And most value, in my opinion, is Mark De La Rosa at plus 270. I think that's worth a shot for sure. I think he makes a close fight and can win it for sure. So I think that's my shot. So give us your most confident, Gib, and then the best underdog. Yeah. Okay. 2 or 3, doesn't whatever you want, and then just give us your best underdog.
I think the best underdog by far is Mark De La Rosa. That was, I think, the first one that we spotted out when this card, or when I was doing research for this card.
Yeah.
Paul Craig is up there, but Kenny's a pretty good striker. And then for my 2 most confident, I think I got Des Green over Ross Pearson. I think that was pretty clear.
I think that's one. Yeah.
And Sabina Mazo, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I like Mazo.
I'd really love to say Justin Gaethje, but it's man, or Shaman Moraes, as well.
Yeah.
But those 2.
Okay, so so Mazo and
Mazo and Mark
Desmond. No, Mazo.
Desmond
Green, and then Mark De La Rosa for your best underdog. So I like Gibbs picks as well there. For those, I'm very confident in Mazo and Desmond Green as well. That's why I threw them in that parlay. But till we're not going to see you next week, we'll see you the following week for UFC 236. Holloway versus Poirier 2. Israel Adesanya versus Kelvin Gastelum. Eric Anders versus Khalil Roundtree. OSP versus Nikita Krylov. Fuck, it's awesome. Montel Jackson's on that card.
Hey.
Oh, man, it's a fun card. And till next time, we'll see. By the way, I hope we see on the Brazil card, they better put Chrome Gracie on that fucking card.
Maybe.
They better put him.
They should.
They have to put him on that card.
They'd be partying.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but till next time, guys, let's cash our bets. Let's muck it. Take care. Have a good one, guys.
Good luck on the weekend.
1 second. Now take care, guys.
All right.